Good morning, Miss Hoffman's class. So today's lesson is called Never Leave for Tomorrow, What You Can Do Today. Like George Washington, Benjamin Franklin was one of the founding fathers of our country. He was never a president, but he was a very wise man with wonderful ideas. Benjamin Franklin was wise because he used his intelligence to make good choices and do clever things. You will remember that Franklin was a part of the Continental Congress, a signer of the Declaration of Independence, and a representative of our country in both Great Britain and France. He was all over the place. Long before his days in government, Benjamin Franklin was a successful businessman. In Philadelphia, he had always been a good writer and reader, and as a boy, he had spent most of his time as an apprentice in his brother's printing shop in Boston. An apprentice is someone who is learning how to do a job from someone who's already an expert. So I'm like an apprentice to Ms. Hoffman because I'm learning how to be a teacher from her. So when he moved to Philadelphia, Franklin set up his own printing shop and started his own newspaper, eventually becoming the busiest printer in the American colonies. For more than 25 years, Benjamin Franklin published a series of books called the Poor Richard's Almanac. His almanac was often the only book people bought. It contained lots of practical information that they wanted to know. For example, the almanac had a calendar with the times of the sunrise and sunset. Today we listen to weather forecasts on the radio or television, but back then, people looked in their almanacs to find out what the weather would be like. Can you imagine predicting the weather months in advance? Maybe even a year in advance. The almanac had stories and poems, as well as puzzles, jokes, and lots of advice. Franklin included many wise sayings, many of which we still use today. Have you ever heard anyone say, "Never leave until tomorrow what you can do today"? What do you think it means? So we have one of our handy-dandy laminate pages here that says, "Never leave until tomorrow what you can do today." So what do you think it means? I associate it with the idea that I have lots of homework assignments, but they're all due tomorrow. So because I have time today and I'm not really doing anything today, I should do them today so that I don't have to tomorrow. Franklin must have lived by his own words because he got so much done. He was never still for a minute. His brain was constantly spilling over with questions and ideas. Benjamin Franklin had a keen interest in science and the way things work. As a young boy in Boston, Benjamin spent much of his time swimming in the harbor. What else have we learned about the Boston Harbor? Something about tea, I think. He was pretty good, but he wanted to be even better and faster. One day, he thought of a way that he could be a faster swimmer. He found some wood and carved some wooden paddles to fit over his hands and feet. So these ones here. Kind of like flippers that divers use today. When he swam with those, he was much faster, probably faster than all the children his age. As Benjamin Franklin grew older, he continued to invent new things. Anytime he saw a problem, he tried to invent a way to fix it. He had 2 pairs of glasses, one for reading and one to help him see things far away. He didn't like having to switch glasses all day long, so he asked the glass cutter to slice all his lenses in half. He made 1 new pair of glasses with distance lenses on the top and close-up lenses on the bottom. Franklin had just invented bifocal glasses, still worn by many people today. While sitting by the fire one night, Benjamin Franklin watched warm air. Benjamin Franklin watched warm air disappearing up the chimney and wondered how he could trap more warm air inside the house. He made a wood-burning stove out of iron. It put out twice as much heat as a regular fireplace and burned less wood. The stove was named the Franklin stove after its inventor. Now you all might know this story. Let me know if you think you know it. Lightning was another thing that fascinated Benjamin Franklin. He had watched houses and barns burn to the ground when struck by lightning. Could it be, he wondered, that lightning was electricity? He was going to find out. A legend about Franklin's experiment with a kite during a thunderstorm goes like this. One day, Franklin took his son William out in the middle of the thunderstorm with lightning raging all around them. He tied a little metal key near the end of the string of a kite. Franklin was pretty sure that if lightning was electricity, flying the kite in a thunderstorm would cause the key to become charged with electricity. We can see the little key right here. It's connected to the string. He kept touching the key as the kite flew above their heads. As fibers on the kite string stood on end, Franklin felt a little shock. He was right. Lightning was electricity. Franklin used his discovery to invent the lightning rod, a pole that helps carry electricity away from buildings and into the ground. His invention is used today to prevent fires caused by lightning strikes. Benjamin Franklin's list of inventions goes on and on. The next time you rock back and forth in a rocking chair, thank Franklin for helping you relax. This clever man invented the rocking chair. In 1790, just 3 years after Benjamin Franklin helped to write the Constitution for our country, he died peacefully in his sleep at the age of 84. 20,000 people attended his funeral at that time. It was the biggest funeral ever held in Philadelphia. Bells rang and flags flew at half-mast as a sign of respect for one of America's greatest heroes. So this is the flag at half-mast. If you see this in Colorado or around your city, it means that there's been a tragedy or someone has died that's really important to the country. Alrighty, everybody, go check out the next video to see our craft for today.